Hi, everyone. If you're a male over 60 who has been silently struggling with the frustration of diminishing vitality in the bedroom, I'm Dr. Layla, and I want you to know that you're not alone and that it's not a natural aspect of aging. As a board certified physician with over 30 years of experience in men's health, I have helped many patients navigate these same difficulties. Imagine that by using your body's own strength rather than a miracle medication or intrusive operation, a commonplace everyday object that may be hiding in your kitchen may be the key to rekindling that spark. Today, I'm revealing a simple root vegetable that has been lurking in the shadows, ready to assist in regaining strong, consistent erections that make intimacy feel natural and enjoyable once more. Stay with me because you will have the skills necessary to restore your connection and confidence by the conclusion of this. I've witnessed the toll it takes because I've sat across from men just like you. Strong, successful people who've started families and careers only to be marginalized by what they believed to be an irreversible decline. The quiet resignation, the damaged relationships, and the embarrassment. I've learned from years of research and patient success stories, however, that it's frequently not about willpower or just aging. Blood flow is the issue, and there is a natural remedy that may be used instead of prescription drugs that have a long list of negative effects. I'm thrilled to share how I've helped thousands of people recapture their youthful vigor. I'll introduce you to this superfood, go over the research, and walk you through the process of implementing it for the most impact in your life. Before we get started, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell if you find value in straightforward, scientifically supported counsel for older men. In this manner, you'll benefit from every piece of advice I provide you to help you live a long and prosperous life. If this resonates with you, please leave a 1 in the comments. Your input enables me to provide content that genuinely assists you. If not, a 0 allows me to improve my strategy. I appreciate you being a member of this community. I am constantly inspired by your tales. Okay, let's get right to the point. I'm referring to beetroot, the earthy, colorful root that's frequently thrown in salads or relegated to the back of the refrigerator. However, if you comprehend its deep impacts on your body, you will realize that it is a game changer for sexual health and circulation. In my work, I've seen guys change their life just by accepting this underappreciated treasure. Although it isn't ostentatious or unique, its natural constituents are quite effective, particularly for those of us dealing with the aging process. I want to take you back to one of my first experiences that made me believe in the possibilities of beets. Robert, a 72-year-old retired engineer, entered my office around 15 years ago with his shoulders hunched and his eyes averted. "Dr. Layla," he added, "I haven't felt like a man in the bedroom in years. I detest the fact that my wife and I are growing apart." We discussed his blood pressure medication, his diet, and the subtle symptoms of impaired circulation. I advised him to start with a glass of fresh beetroot juice every day, explaining that it could help relax his constricted arteries by gradually raising his nitric oxide levels. He entered 2 weeks later with a smile I had never seen before. He chuckled and said, "It's like I've turned back the clock." My wife joked that I must have a secret stash of pills, but it's just the beets. In my experience, tales like Robert's are not uncommon. They serve as evidence of how something as basic as beetroot may restore not only bodily function, but also emotional ties. Why does beetroot work so well? It all comes down to how much dietary nitrates, nature's tiny assistants, it contains, which your body transforms into nitric oxide. Your blood arteries are gently urged to relax and broaden by this chemical, which permits blood to flow freely and precisely where it is needed. When natural nitric oxide production declines in males over 60 as a result of years of stress, inflammation, or lifestyle choices, it can make the difference between disappointment and joy. What's the best part? All you need is a trip to your local market, no doctor's note. To fully comprehend this, let's dissect the fundamentals of erections. It's easier than you might imagine and empowering to know. An erection is a masterfully planned hydraulic event powered by blood flow. It is not magic. Your brain releases nitric oxide in response to stimulation, which causes the smooth muscles in your penile arteries to relax and fill the area with blood that is rich in oxygen. However, as we become older, around age 60 and beyond, our systems make less of this essential substance. That dependable response abruptly falters when you include elements like high blood pressure, which stiffens artery walls, or drugs that unintentionally interfere with the process. It's physiology, not a lack of character. I frequently liken it to a garden hose, which kinks and clogs with time but can be unkinked, and the water may flow again with proper maintenance. Beetroot fills the role of the ideal caregiver. In addition to nitrates, it helps the endothelium, the fragile inner lining of your blood arteries, which becomes less flexible as you age. By replenishing this layer, beetroot helps vessels stay supple and sensitive, increasing overall circulation. I've seen this in action with individuals like Frank, a 68-year-old widower starting to date again after losing his marriage. He was skeptical about medications, adding, "I want to feel authentic, Dr. Layla, not medicated." Within weeks, he reported improved erections, increased stamina, and deeper sleep after we added beetroot to his routine, along with short walks. Beetroot is a comprehensive remedy that also naturally lowers blood pressure, improves oxygen flow to muscles for increased endurance in all facets of life, and acts as a silent erectile dysfunction saboteur. Let me offer one more perspective from my clinical background. More than half of men in their 60s suffer from high blood pressure, which narrows arteries and deprives blood-rich regions. Beetroot acts as a natural decongestant for your vascular system by encouraging vasodilation. In one instance, Michael, a 65-year-old teacher, had ED associated with hypertension. His readings were approximately 150/90. Intimacy returned to being spontaneous once he started consuming beetroot smoothies in the mornings, which caused his blood pressure to drop to a healthier 130/80. Regaining control is the goal, and beetroot provides it without the harshness of synthetics. However, don't simply believe what I say or the accounts of my patients. Science is strong and expanding. According to a study published in the American Journal of Physiology, older persons who drank beetroot juice every day for 2 weeks experienced a 20-point drop in blood pressure and a 25% improvement in artery flexibility without using any medicines. Another from the Journal of Sexual Medicine described how foods high in nitrate, such as beetroot, improved erections and morning wood, a crucial indicator of healthy vascular function among men in their 60s and 70s. These were actual humans rediscovering joy, not lab rodents. This is supported by research from PubMed, which highlights beetroot's involvement in increasing nitric oxide to fight endothelial dysfunction, a major contributor to ED. Additionally, a paper published in Nutrients highlighted its anti-inflammatory properties, which lower the likelihood of chronic illnesses that worsen sexual problems. I've looked into even more research, such as one published in the Journal of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, which found that athletes who used beetroot had increased endurance, which translates to higher stamina for regular men in the bedroom. Or have a look at a study that showed beetroot juice reduced systolic pressure by 4 to 10 millimeters of mercury in hypertension individuals, which directly improved erectile function. These results support what I've seen, which is that beetroot treats the underlying cause, poor circulation, instead of covering up symptoms. But Dr. Layla, I'm in my 70s. Is it too late? Is a common question I hear these days. Not at all. When it comes to the resiliency of your body, age is simply a number. Consider Walter, a 74-year-old technician who had nearly given up. He whispered, "My body's done," when we first met. But I could see a glimmer of optimism beneath the skepticism. We began modestly by introducing beetroot into his diet, along with kind practices. A few months later, he beamingly revealed that his morning erections had returned, rekindling his intimacy with his 50-year companion. Because there is more to regain, the benefits may seem considerably more significant to men in their 70s or 80s. Your vessels are waiting for that nitric oxide spark, so even though they are rusty, they are not destroyed. This is supported by studies. One on elders found that beetroot revitalized oxygen delivery, improving vitality overall. So how might the power of beets be harnessed? Intention, not chance, is the key. For improved absorption, I suggest consuming 5 to 7 ounces of fresh beetroot juice each day, or a high-quality powder diluted with water. To raise your nitric oxide levels throughout the day, begin in the morning. Drink it 1 to 2 hours before intimate evenings. Pro tip: to boost nitrate conversion, squeeze in some lemon for vitamin C. Try this easy recipe. For a delicious boost, blend beets with apple and ginger. The key is consistency. Most people see changes in erections and energy within a week or two, but allow it time to recover. Tom, a 62-year-old accountant, was one patient who tried this. After including beetroot into smoothies, he said, "It's like my body woke up. Firmer, longer-lasting responses without the jitters from coffee." Let's elaborate, though. For more nitrate synergy, pair it with garlic. For a savory side, roast beets with olive oil. Creative people have made chocolate beet brownies and beetroot hummus, which are wonderful ways to smuggle in health benefits. A brief word of warning, as safety is very important to me. Although beetroot is usually safe, be on the lookout for innocuous pink stools or urine. This is only the pigment, not blood. See your doctor if you have a history of kidney stones. The oxalates in beets may make the condition worse. Additionally, keep a tight eye on blood pressure medications, as beetroot may intensify their effects and cause the BP to drop too low. Not common, but noteworthy. Always pay attention to your body. If something doesn't feel right, get in touch. Incorporate supporting behaviors to increase outcomes. Walking for 20 to 30 minutes per day increases testosterone, reduces inflammation, and pumps blood. I've recommended this to hundreds of people and seen a halving of ED symptoms. Make getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep a priority because that's when hormones replenish. Avoid processed sweets and fries since they can clog arteries. Instead, eat foods that reduce inflammation such as almonds or berries. Paul, a 67-year-old guy, found that when he paired beetroot with yoga stretches, his endurance increased and intimacy became natural. Beyond the white coat, let me now speak from the heart. I've made room for men's weaknesses as Dr. Layla. The pain of alienation, the unsaid anxieties of losing one's masculinity. Identity, love, and heritage are more important than mechanics. If you're thinking, "That's me," and nodding, know that it's not the end of it. Your body still has fire because of the wisdom it has collected throughout the years. Together with these practices, beetroot can stoke those fires by reviving presence, flow, and vitality. A vibrant life is yours to have. Seize it. In conclusion, nitric oxide and smooth circulation are essential for erections, and beetroot expertly promotes both. When applied properly, it is transformative and supported by both research and real-world experiences. Your prime is not over. Rather, it is still developing. Please like, share, and comment below if this gave you hope. I value your opinions. They support greater information that can change lives. Additionally, there are donation choices in the description if you would like to help me with my objective. Every donation aids in the dissemination of this empowerment. I appreciate your trust. Let's continue to prosper together.